like going fast. As a kid, I was, running, basically. Ants in my pants, high energy. So, having a spinal cord injury is a bit of a bump in that road.
Action adventurer Mike has lived his life outdoors, skiing, surfing, climbing, and his biggest passion, mountain biking. But his world altered instantly 8 years ago when a sporting accident snapped his spinal cord, leaving him paralysed from the waist down.
I remember very clearly the first time I saw some mountain bikers after my accident. I was in the back of the car. I just felt this overwhelming grief that I'd never be able to ride again. And I just broke down. I cried. It was like losing a close friend. It was awful.
Right, I'm going.
Eager to get back into the outdoors, Mike got himself an off-road three-wheeler hand-powered bike and headed for the hills.
So I had great hopes for my hand-powered tricycle. And in my mind, I thought I was going to be back out on the tracks I used to ride all around the Port Hills here in Christchurch. But the reality was far from it.
And you just can't do it for very long. It's just so painful. And it's so slow. Where's the flow in this?
People are walking past you and they're riding their bikes past you. What makes you feel disabled? What are you making, Tim?
A bike, Mike.
But Mike is resilient. He has an inventive spirit and also happens to be an electrical engineer. He's joined forces with industrial designer Tim and has decided to build the bike he wants. Mike wants to get back on a two-wheeler bike, so he's inventing the world's first electric two-wheel mountain bike, designed exclusively for wheelchair users.
This is a two-wheeler rather than a three-wheeler, which is currently what's on offer for disabled riders. It's got a specialist seat here that lowers and raises so that a rider can get on and off from their wheelchair. And it's got a stability arm that extends to secure the bike. So the arms are essentially leg replacements. They stop the bike from falling over.
The team work on the bike on weekends and after hours. They're already years into the development and it's still going.
I mean, had I known how long it was going to take from the get-go, I probably wouldn't have. I mean, it's been 3 or 4 years now, and we're still going.
Prototype A plus part 6 sort of thing. Put some muscle into it, man. I didn't realise before I started this product development journey how much time and resources goes into products.
But this will be a world first, and that's exciting.
This bike is going to offer me freedom to ride again. Hey there, Mark, how's things? Okay, no worries. Well, I think maybe the first thing to do would be to put that 12-volt battery on a charge.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
Building the bike has become all-consuming, and it's something Mike's wife Kirsten and son Ocean have learned to accept.
Oh, I'll have a look at it when I get there.
It never stops. It never, ever
Oh,
stops.
come on.
He doesn't. The other night he woke up and he was like, oh, just hold on a second. And he gets out of bed and goes into the office and starts fiddling around with something and then comes back to bed again. And it was like the middle of the night. It doesn't stop. Yeah.
It does stop.
When Mike met Kirsten, the outdoor adventurer had met his match. They spent the first years of their marriage sailing across the Pacific with their newborn baby. To finance their next big adventure, Mike, an electrical engineer by trade, took a demanding job at an aluminium refinery in Australia.
It was 12-hour days, it was 40+ degrees temperature in a really intense industrial environment. I was burnt out. One morning, Kirsten and Ocean said, I'm going down to the park, and I decided to take the skateboard. It was quiet, there was no one around because it was early morning. And I set off down this hill, and I got into this space, I got into this wave in my mind, and I was riding this wave, weaving my way down this empty road, and a car appeared just instantly, you know, just out of nowhere. And I tried to avoid it. I mean, I gave it everything I could, but we're talking seconds, you know, 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. And we collided. You know, I could sort of see my legs were out on a weird angle. The paramedics turned up sometime after that, and classic question, can you feel your legs? And, you know, that's the strangest feeling, to try and move something. And in my mind, I thought I was moving them, and no, I couldn't. And you could just see the look on their face. They were like, oh, no, this is no good. And then my wife, you know, Kirsten, turned up, and her face just went white. And I could see the terror in her eyes. And that was the start of, you know, a nightmare, really.
Mike spent 4 weeks in intensive care in Brisbane undergoing surgery and rehab. The doctors told him the break was irreparable. He was permanently paralysed and would never walk again.
And then there comes a point where you go, well, actually, this is it. This is what we've got. And that's quite a hard moment when you know you're kind of holding on to some hope of, you know, increased function, but then when you realise, well, actually, this is it.
You can't fight. It's not like it's going to get better, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like you can make things better, but you can't make the situation.
There's an acceptance of this, but for me, I'm not bound by that. Like, I'm not constrained by that.
I knew straight away that he would be fine. When I spoke to his mum, the first time I spoke to his mum, I was like, don't worry, Mike will be the best paraplegic there ever was. You don't need to worry about him. Mike's amazing. Like, he's, you know, he does more than most people, most normal people, but he's not normal.
Yeah. Who wants to be normal anyway?
And all going well, in a few weeks' time, the thrill seeker gets to take his 2-wheeled mountain bike out for a test drive.
You know, my goal is to go riding with my friends again wherever they go. You know, all the trails that they love, I want to be in there again.
Outdoor adventurer Mike devotes his spare time to building a revolutionary mountain bike for wheelchair users. But to pay for it, he's holding down 2 jobs. As well as being the marketing manager for the New Zealand Spinal Trust, Mike's also co-owner of a product development company, Adaptdefy, whose mission is to make products that increase freedom for wheelchair users.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I've been dropping things off my lap for the last 6 years. I've broken things, made a mess, and made a fool of myself. That's why we invented the Lap Stacker. It's the world's first retractable strap system for wheelchairs. It allows you to secure items to your lap so you can roll with confidence. We've got big plans, and more and more of my time is being spent on Adaptdefy to make the products the community needs.
Mike's mountain bike is one of the products Adaptdefy are developing. They've given it the name the Adapter Bike. Today's biggest concern is how the bike's stability arms will perform in tomorrow's field test.
The concern I had was whether or not Warren's place had enough sloping terrain to give it a decent test.
Yeah, I mean, it's got enough kind of rough terrain to make it work and...
To make it hurt.
To make it hurt. There's plenty of gravel.
Who's got elbow pads I can borrow?
Do we have a medic on scene?
Mike is adept at life hacks that improve his day-to-day experience. He sees problems as puzzles to solve rather than roadblocks. But his attitude takes work and nothing challenges it more than parenthood.
Take a shot! Take a shot! Hold it up! I'll play it again!
My accident changed how I thought I'd be a father immensely, but there's still moments when you see other parents playing with their kids that, you know, they still hurt, you know. I always imagined that I'd take Ocean tramping and I'd be able to climb a tree with him and build a tree hut and those sort of things. And I can't do those things now, not easily. So, you know, for example, Ocean and I having a kick around is usually me with my hands pretending it's my feet. And, you know, he runs rings around me. But I like to put on the brave face and show him that there are ways to do things and that, you know, you can look at things in a positive light. We've adapted and found other ways. You know, he had this little cart and I found a way to tow him with my wheelchair and putting him in the back of the trolley and hooning around. I mean, that's been wonderful.
Yeah, Ocean's been riding shotgun since, you know, since he was, well, since I had my accident, really. Hey, you don't remember me walking, so it's just kind of normal.
Yeah, no.
Hey.
No, I don't.
So it was a defining moment after my accident when I realised that I could have an adventurous life again.
We've gone sea kayaking together. We go on fishing adventures. We've gone out into the backcountry. We ski together. That's really fun. And we've been skiing since he was 4. We're always looking for new things that we can do together.
Straight through there.
And tomorrow, Mike gets to show Ocean the test run of the Adaptdefy's latest prototype.
That's right, buddy. Straight through there.
After nearly 4 years of development, today the wait is over. Mike gets to field test his dream of riding a 2-wheeled mountain bike.
So that's all pretty stable now, isn't it? Yep. Yep. All right. Well, no point delaying the inevitable. No. So I'll just slide over onto there.
The electric mountain bike has been specifically designed for wheelchair users, with a seat that lowers and rises to make getting on and off easy.
Seat raising up.
And with all-important stability arms that extend and retract to support the bike when the rider starts and stops.
So yeah, it's nice and secure. Just sweet. Something crunched there. So you really got to have the acceleration at the same time.
Today's test is to see whether the retractable stability arms will hold up, a crucial step in the viability of Mike's big idea of riding a 2-wheeled bike.
Okay, no, we're right. We're up. That's good.
The left one's broken.
No, that's broken. Okay, it's all right. That's all right. I think this right-hand one's the cable snapped. Yeah.
The bike's moving, but a snapped cable means the stability arms can't reach the ground.
Just coming close to us.
Yeah. I'm all right. I mean, this is okay, but yeah, stopping's got a different story.
To stop the bike, Mike needs his team to help hold it up, something that wouldn't be needed if the stability arms were working.
So that one didn't spring out because that snapped. Yeah. Yeah. That all happened pretty quickly.
Yeah. First fail.
I've definitely got a bit of a surge of adrenaline after the first just about whoopsie, and then it felt really good to ride. I just wanted to keep riding.
Yeah. I bet you did.
So sorry I broke it.
Wow. You better put that on the board.
Yeah, okay.
Fail board.
On the fail board.
The ability to start and stop independently is fundamental to the bike's design, so the team must nail it before they can move ahead. Luckily, the engineers are on hand to do a quick repair job, and Mike's determined to have a second attempt.
Hey, shall we give this another whirl?
Yeah, I think so. So that's on the gas, okay. Okay, we're good.
This time, the retractor arms work.
The geometry on the bike feels good, like as in the seating and my position. It feels real good. You know, the thing with a wheelchair is you generally move pretty slow, but when you're on a bike, you're moving a lot faster. You feel a lot freer. You can turn and lean around corners. It feels, it feels really good.
This afternoon is a big win for the team, showing that their concept holds up.
It works.
But riding on flat ground is merely the beginning. Mike wants a fully functioning cross-country trail bike, so bigger tests are to come. Outdoor adventurer Mike has laboured away much of the past 4 years trying to invent the world's first two-wheel mountain bike for wheelchair users. It's been a couple of months since their last test, where Mike relished the feeling of again moving on two wheels.
No, that's broken. Okay, it's all right. That's all right.
An accident in 2014 left him paralysed from the waist down. But his dream is to make it back to the mountain bike trails around the hills of Christchurch.
So the last time we tested the bike, we learned a bunch of stuff from that. We've made some changes and a few refinements, and we're going to test once again. When your legs work, you've got your hands to use the throttle and the brakes, and your legs to stabilise you. But we're adding in 4 other buttons with your hands to counter not having legs to stop you from falling over. So there's a lot to think about. No, we're right.
Easy way. Easy way.
The bike's proving roadworthy, but today they're keen to knock it around on rougher ground.
Still pretty nerve-wracking. I've really got to concentrate on putting the legs down.
The Adaptdefy has retractable stability arms to stop it from falling over when the rider starts and stops.
I've got a pretty dry mouth for some reason.
Pull that puddle, you'd have a drink.
They're a crucial part of the bike's design, but in the last test, they both broke.
There we go. Something went crack.
Sorry, should we look at you first?
I'm fine. You got your wish, Tim?
Yeah.
You're like, what happens when you
hit a gutter?
We broke something again.
The revolutionary and critical stability arms are proving to be the team's biggest headache.
It was fully extended, and then when it hit the sort of lip, it just,
With only one stability arm to stop him falling, Mike's still determined to press on with trialling the bike.
Just another thing to try and factor into everything. Okay. Oh shit! Oh shit!
And this fall breaks the other stability arm.
Deb, thing. Nah, it stopped. Didn't go down. Oh well. Testing, mate. Testing. We've broken both of the arms, so it's now time for me to get off. This is all part of prototyping and testing. It's very much part of it. So, yeah, it's good to find these things out as soon as you can, really.
He's sounding philosophical, but underneath it, Mike's feeling the pressure. And lately, he's also started to feel anxious that despite their year's dedication, someone else might beat them to it.
Recently, we saw a post on social media from a well-known, I won't name him, but a well-known person in the space, and they said, we've got something exciting that we're building, we're developing. And so we're thinking, man, we've been working on this thing for 4 years, and we haven't announced it publicly. We haven't shown anybody what we're doing. We've sort of alluded to it. But it sort of forced us to play our hand and actually announce to the world that we're building this amazing bike. And also, it's, I guess now people know they're expecting us to go through with it. And we hadn't had that pressure before.
The team have announced the revolutionary bike on their Adaptdefy website, and now the word is out. He's already got customers lining up, which has Mike working around the clock.
I've just worked a full day. I've had dinner, Ocean's in bed, read him a story, and so now I'm finishing off this. Some nights you're just like super tired, and you don't know where you get the energy from. But I mean, we're just so deep into this now, and we just all really want to see it happen. So we just make it happen.
I do worry about him spreading himself too thin. He's got so much on, and I wonder if he can give everything 100%. He seems to be doing fine at the moment. Yeah, I don't know how long he can maintain this for. It just seems to be getting busier and busier and busier.
I'm just like I'm so committed to it and obsessed with making it happen. But it has its downsides. You know, you reach burnout sometimes. And I felt that. I mean, I think I feel that every week. I feel like I'm just about over it.
Mike's feeling the pressure to get his adapter bike finished and ready for sale, but he's determined not to let it take a toll on his family life.
How was school today?
Good.
Yeah? What'd you do?
Did kappa haka.
How do you brake this thing anyway? I mean, like, how do you slow down?
You can't really slow down. It's on a hill, so it just keeps on getting faster. It's like a skateboard. If you go down a hill, you can't really stop unless you go like that.
Mike's son Ocean shares his action-adventure spirit, and neither have been deterred by Mike's skateboard accident 8 years ago, as Ocean's now mastering the even trickier wobble board.
I'm impressed, man. You're pretty good at this.
Sometimes it gets a bit wobbly and you fall off.
The speed wobbles.
Yeah.
Mike's relentless focus on the bike has meant the family haven't escaped for holidays in a few years, so they're keen to try and steal a weekend away before Mike tests the nearly finished mountain bike on its first cross-country terrain.
Last holiday we had was in Northland, and that was 3 years ago.
Was it 3 years ago?
Was it 3 years?
Yep. What I dream of doing one day is going, and you and I have talked about this, Kirst, is an all-inclusive where we just do nothing.
I think we'd last 2 days and be really bored. I think 2 days by a pool somewhere eating food, and we'd both be like, what next?
I just don't think we'd know how to...
I don't think we'd know.
I don't think we'd know how to relax.
No.
I
don't.
Well, I sure as heck probably wouldn't know how to relax.
I know.
You do?
Yeah.
You do? You reckon?
So much for the idea of it being a quiet break. The family escaped the city in the early hours of the morning for an action-packed weekend in the Marlborough Sounds.
It's difficult to make that balance where you really, really want the bike project to succeed, and yet you're constantly fighting with time constraints. And it impacts not just me, but the people around me as well. So I'm doing my best to set aside really good quality family time. Now today's possibly the most tricky passage. What are some of the names of those features there, Kirst?
I'm really excited.
God something.
Hell's Gate and
Devil's Cauldron.
Devil's Cauldron, they sound really inviting. So there could be whirlpools there. I think what worries Mike the most is not living up to people's expectations of him, and the people that have invested time and energy and money into projects, and him not delivering, that concerns him. And not being a good dad to Ocean. Yeah, that would be on there too. He's a great dad.
What do you got there?
2 blue cod.
Oh, they're nice looking.
They are. First drop down, a couple of minutes, and boom.
When Ocean was born, I imagined sharing all of the things that I had great memories of as a kid. And I've tried to do just those things regardless of my spinal cord injury. You know, I really want to teach him that if he wants to do something, he can.
Ocean, the chip master.
He's learning problem solving, he's observing that, and he's soaking that up, you know.
It's so cool, Dad, and it's a bit more flat than the last one. Easy to get you up in your wheelchair.
Great. Wheelchair accessible camping at its finest. Hi. Right, now for my next trip.
Here's to a good night's sleep. In 2 days, the bike test awaits. Today, Mike's hoping to realise his dream of once again riding the mountain bike trails around the Port Hills of Christchurch.
Thunderbird seatbelt. What vintage is this?
1963. Rightio.
It's been 4 years in the making, but his revolutionary two-wheeled bike, designed for wheelchair users, is ready to go off-road.
Must admit I'm pretty nervous about how this is going to go, but the time has come and we're ready.
Mike's a man who's fearlessly scaled some of the world's greatest peaks, but admits today he's feeling a bit of trepidation.
I think it'll probably be quite scary, but it'll be amazing. I never thought I'd ride single track again. And we're off. Go, go, go!
Mike spent years dreaming of a way to recapture the feeling of freedom he loved so much from riding a bike cross-country.
Exactly what I have been dreaming of doing for so long, since I broke my back.
His groundbreaking two-wheel invention is designed to travel at speed through a single-track territory that no trike could ever master.
Mountain biking is all about not hesitating. You just got to pick your line and back yourself and go for it. And 9 times out of 10 you make it, and that 1 times out of 10 you might not.
The challenging part of the track is still to come, so the team pull in for a quick pit stop.
Mark, I might just stop.
You stop here, mate.
Stop here.
Right? Yep.
It's a flawless stop.
I got a bit of adrenaline going now. Can feel the adrenaline in my veins, and we've got this bit coming up, which is the kind of tight, twisty bit. It snakes its way down through this gully, and you can really go fast. So yeah, fingers crossed, it all goes well.
Just do it, mate. Ease away.
I'm completely strapped into this thing. There's no getting off. If I go down the bank, the bike's coming with me. I'm completely tied into it. Need a bit of speed. Oh! That was all right. Shit! Oh, dude! The fundamental thing I like about being on a bike is that feeling of flow. Being in the moment. Almost if you think about Star Wars and zipping through the forest, it's that feeling of movement. Being like water. That was good, man. Oh, it was so much fun. You definitely see the potential, eh?
The bike's performing perfectly through the hair-raising downhill run. It's just the way Mike imagined it.
The bike project will be successful when we see people all around the world riding a bike again with a huge smile on their face. That really lights my fire. Nice!
It's been a labour of love for years.
It's the best landing all day.
And many times he thought he might never get here. But today, it all feels worth it.
I mean, I've been talking about this bike for 4 years, and Ocean's like, oh, when's it going to be ready? When's it going to be ready? When can we go, eh?
Yep.
So today we get to ride together.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And really now I just want to go back up and do it all again.